you ready to discover who you came here to be? Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. Human Design is a system and a tool that is here to empower you and show you your greatest potential. Come learn with us and discover who you really are. Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. And this is the podcast you've been waiting for. Dun, da, da. Sorry.
Every time.
I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So you guys have to deal with it. So hello. Welcome to the program recap. As you can see by the title of this episode, we are going through the transits, the energy of 2 weeks. These are bi-weekly episodes where we talk about human design, astrology, and tarot, and the thread that you, as you know, that have been listening to this for a while, the thread that runs through, because there's always a commonality between these three. And so if you're new here, welcome. Hi, how are you? I'm Krystle. I am a 1-3 sacral generator and a rising Capricorn, Sagittarius sun, and an Aries moon.
And I'm Leah. I am a 2-4 splenic projector, Aquarius sun, Taurus moon, and Libra rising.
Leah has to think very hard for that. I can
I
tell.
do. I have to make sure I said the last one right.
Yeah. For me, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's just it's a generator thing. Like if I do it once, then it just gets stored. And I feel like, as generators, we love doing things on repeat, which the rest of you guys are like, I don't understand how you do that, how you do the same thing over and over and over again. It's just because it's built into my system, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
When we did Clubhouse, I used to have to write it down because I couldn't remember. And half the time you'd have to save me.
I would save you. I was always saving you.
Like, sorry, I had to save you. I'm like, good, because I was about to say something totally wrong.
It's okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
There's things that we're good at and there's things that we're not. And I'm not good at math. So
we do have a memory for all things human design, astrology, tarot.
Yeah, things. It's like, okay, can we use this as our strength? And then, as the channel of surrender, I'm like, can we monetize this? So anyways, if you're new here, welcome. This is a podcast, as you can see, as we always used to say, for a bunch of weirdos. If you're a freak, if you're a geek, if you're the black sheep, I'm just riffing here, then you are for us. The Human Design and Astro Club, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and get a visual, okay? I want you to think back to your childhood, because we do bring you back to the past, present, and future on these episodes especially, but all together with the Human Design and Astro Club, because this is a collective experience that we're all going through. And so I want you to think back to your childhood when we used to be able to play in the street, right? And you probably had a group of weirdos that you used to hang out in your neighborhood. I know I did. And so that's this. This is that, that clubhouse, that tree house in the back of some kid's yard that you would just sneak to when you needed a safe haven, when you needed a place to gather, when you needed a place to feel supported. That's what the Human Design and Astro Club offers you. We offer you a chance to see yourself and your unique potential and the opportunity to actually be able to live that out, to actually be able to live the life of your dreams. That's what we offer you. We don't just have a podcast. I do readings. Hi, hello, how are you? I do readings. I do human design readings. We also have classes. We also have courses. We also have guides. We have so much stuff on the humandesignastro.com website if you want to take a look. And we also do educational episodes. So feel free to go through all of our past episodes. I definitely want Leah to make a playlist for our YouTube channel. Hi, YouTubers. How are you? We're also on YouTube if you don't know. Come over here and see what we look like if you're interested. Sometimes, what I find funny is listening to a podcast and then them saying, oh, we also have a YouTube or check out our website. And then you go and look at them and you're like, that is not what I thought you looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if you want to see what these two basic bees look like, we are over on YouTube. Okay. And so we do a lot. We do a lot with the Human Design and Astro Club. So definitely feel free to check out our website. We also have a beginner's path over on our website. If you're new to human design, that is the best place to get started. So go to the show notes down below, humandesignastro.com, and check us out. So I feel like I've said what I usually like to say for our intro. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much. I mean, you are why we are here. We come back for you guys. And don't forget to share us. If you're on YouTube right now, please, I see you guys. Hit that thumbs up. We need to find some more weirdos like you. Okay. And we got some fantastic new series that we're starting. So definitely stick around, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to the podcast, and let's see where are we going next. I guess we can just dive into our true view high and transferred view low. So if you don't know what that is, so if you're looking at, or if you I think people should have their body graph or human design chart pulled up. If you see those 4 arrows up at the top, they're called the 4 radical transformations, also known as the variables, and they are your unique path to purpose. And so that bottom right variable is called view or perspective, whatever you want to call it. Okay. It's the same fucking thing. And it really is your lens that you are here to wear this in this life. It really shows you the correct way you see the world. Okay. And then it also shows you the transferred way, the distorted way, where the mind gets in the way. And so we like to play a game called True View High, Transferred View Low. And so we talk about where we see clearly for the week or the 2 weeks that when we get on here, and where we don't, and tell a little story around it. So, make it a little fun. We like to make things fun around here. So I'm a generator. I like to keep it fun. Leah likes to keep it organized. And so that's why we work well together. So she's got to keep me in line because I'll go somewhere else. Got to reel me back in. So let's see. I actually usually prepare for this for myself and think of one before I get on here. And I didn't think of one, not one side, not true or low. So do you have one? Or are you? Oh, Leah's got one this time first. Okay, Leah's go.
I had to start prepping myself because even though I know we're doing this, I still blindside myself and I forget to pay attention during the weeks. But this time I was like, oh, okay, I already know. Okay. So I am wanting, and survival is my transferred state. So my daughter just finished her fall season of soccer, and we have her in a club sport, which is down in another state. And it's more kind of like an elevated level of soccer. And my husband and I are both wanting, and he brought her down to kind of do this little, it was just to test out their team to see how she fits in with them. The coach for them said, why don't you bring her into a practice? We'll just see how she does. We don't have tryouts right now, but she's welcome to come and, check it out. So she goes to the practice, and then we get an email saying that she had made the team. They didn't even do tryouts for her. They just had her at the club. So that was really cool because she got in, and it's because she's goalie, she has more of a leg up because they don't have a lot of girls that want to play goalie.
Really?
Yeah. So there's 30 kids. They have them split into 3 separate teams. So she made the team, which was awesome. We're very proud of her. But survival went to schedule. Both of us were like, oh my God, how are we going to make this work? Because she already had other things on the same day. She's already got other stuff. And then there's a couple weekend things now that he's going to take her to those, and I can do our stuff or whatever I have to do with our other daughter. but we were both like, oh my gosh, how are we going to make this work? And we both panicked for a couple hours. And then we got some answers from the other coaches, and they kind of relieved all the stress that we had about like overbooking. And so we sorted it out and everything worked out fine. And we were both just like, okay, I guess we don't need to worry about it. It was a very simple solution. So that was what we had going on.
So is there anything else with that, or you're good?
No, I don't think there's much else. I have been in my head a lot of survival the past couple weeks, just like, with holidays and birthdays, and there's a lot going on. Still working on my shoulder situation, which is now on the other side, and trying to deal with all of that. So I'm trying not to stay so focused on that and just, let it be. And then, I don't know, I guess look around and see all the good things that we have going on, because
there is a lot.
Forget that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, I don't have a really specific low for this one, but I do have one. But I'll go to the true view one first, which I don't know. It always seems to be this for the highlight of my week or weeks is the Spiritual Fusions Expo that I did this last weekend, which I think on the last one I talked about the last one I did. I did 2 like in a row. And I don't know. And I told you this, like these expos, it really showcases all of the environments, like all of the environments are there. Like Aitha listened to our last podcast. And so I don't know if Aitha's listening to this one, but Aitha, if you're listening, let me know. Hi, hello. Big shout out to Aitha. Aitha is a 4/6 sacral generator, and she created this beautiful event. It's a 2-day event, all day from like 10 to 6. We've got readers, we've got healers, we've got vendors, we've got all sorts of people. And Aitha is Market's environment. And she's so funny. I have to speak about this for a second, because I thought, when you get to see human design in real life, it's hilarious. And I know that your Market's environment, so maybe you can relate to this, but she is so diehard particular, which is keyword for a Market's person, about the tables. If you move her table, she will come for you. Now, I did move my table for this last show a little bit. I almost moved it all like really far away. I really actually, when I found my table, I was like, I do not like being in the back. I never like being in the back. As a kitchens person, I want to be in the middle. Okay. Or middle front. I do not like being in the back. I was in the middle though, so I felt like a little less annoyed. But I do not like being in the back. You put me in the front. Okay. Because as a generator, my sacral is a magnet. So you put me in the front, and I'm always going to look presentable. I used to do hair and makeup professionally. Put me in the front, because I am going to pull all the people that are doing, the people like to do laps. People they'll take the like flyer, the brochure of like the lineup of everybody, and they'll look at it. I watch them all the time. They're looking at it, and then they're looking at everyone's tables. That's the table number. That's what they look like. And then it's just so funny. People will come and sit at my table, and they'll be like, I looked at your bio, and there's just something about you that just like pulled me in. And I'm just like, that's why. I'm like, if she could let me just organize in regards to mechanics and energetics, I could really figure out the flow of, if like I could just, all I need is everybody's charts. I know and it's a lot of people, especially this last show. There was 22 of us for just readers. And then there's the healers also. And then there's the vendors that are like all over the place. And then there's also people giving lectures, which I have been giving lectures at the last few spiritual fusions, which has been really nice, because
it's cool.
I really like to do speaking engagements. So if anybody wants a generator to speak at something, I'm here.
Krystle's a girl.
I'm your girl. I can do it. So I met a lot of really great people at this show. All the shows I do, because it's like, we're creating alchemy. We're transforming people's energy, right? It's so kitchens. And then we have shores because we have the division between, let's say as a reader, there's the border between the reader and the client, right? And then for the vendors, that a lot of vendors are actually shores people, I've realized, because their table is the shore
Yeah, that
of
makes
what they're
sense.
selling.
Yeah.
And so I should just do a whole post or some sort of, human design content
Hmm.
around events,
Hmm.
because I really see an event in itself is very kitchens, right?
Yeah.
You're gathering everybody into this building to, transform.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the environments are everywhere, but it's just so funny watching Aitha with the tables. She probably noticed, I don't think she noticed that I moved my table till probably after I left. And I had another healer that's actually an emotional manifesting generator. I know a lot of these people's charts at this point because I've done readings for them, and just like they'll just give me their information, which is nice because then I know who I'm interacting with, but I already know anyways. I knew she was an emotional manifesting generator, and she's like, "You need to move your table." She told me. She's a healer. She has an undefined spleen. So she's like, "You need to move your table. Those people over there are sucking your energy, and they're the reason why you're having some stagnation." And I was like,
Hmm.
I know. But I didn't want to get in trouble,
Yeah.
I didn't want Aitha to yell at me. I thought, if you are listening to this, I moved my table. Um, so yeah, so that was a great day. And then my low um probably has been this time change. I
Mhm.
am taking it a little personally. I didn't, you think like you gain an hour, you're gonna get more sleep. Actually, no. And you know who I'm taking it personally with? My cat.
Yeah.
Uh, my cat has been a little D. We'll call him the little D. Uh, you know, Smokey is a little D. He's a generator, by the way. And yes, you can know your animal's charts.
Hmm.
Generator, and he's very generator because and like I think all animals are like this, but I think if they are generators, it's just extra. And so every morning, usually around 6 a.m., before the time was changed, he would jump on our bed, and he always like scratches at the headboard till be like, "It's time to get up. I'm ready to eat." Okay. I know there's food in my bowl, but I need you to add more food to that bowl because I need fresh food. Okay. Because he's a Taurus. Okay.
Yeah.
And so he's now doing it at like 5 a.m. Because the time hasn't changed for his system. He's a
Yeah.
generator, and just like animals instinctively, right? And I also think all cats have a little manifester in them, like all cats. You know, they
Yeah.
they're independent.
Hmm.
Give a f what you have to do or say.
Yeah.
They don't care. You're running on their time.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, he's been a little D about all of that. And he's a little D in general. He does not give an F. He does not. He just does not. But he's so sweet at the same time. And he's so cute.
Hmm.
That's how he gets away with everything.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I have been losing sleep, uh, not gaining it. So I'm taking it a little personal, and I'm taking a little personal on Smokey. And yeah, so that's where I'm at.
I think parents can probably relate to that in general too. Like
Yeah. Oh, the
we
kids
we
too.
didn't get an hour at all. Like we actually lost an hour of bedtime, and now we lost an hour of sleep at the beginning of the day because they're up at their regular,
Yeah,
what
they
would have
are.
been their
That
regular
too.
time. So we're all screwed.
Dave's been telling them, just go downstairs when you wake up this early. And then we have our high sound generator. He
Yeah.
starts screaming at like 6 a.m., sometimes 5. And I'm just, because he yells at his brother, and he's talking, he's singing. And I'm like, if you do not see us up, that means we are sleeping. That
Hmm.
means you either go back to sleep or you go play independently.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care what you do, but don't interrupt mommy's sleep, which is constant. And it
Uh,
it's gonna be a
yeah.
lifelong battle.
We got our first snow this
Oh, you
morning.
did?
Yeah. And I forgot to tell you, it's Liv's birthday today, the 9th. So
Oh, happy
she,
birthday, Liv. Tell the
thank you.
manifesting generator happy birthday.
I will. I will. She woke up at 6:15 this morning. She goes, "It's snowing." She's like, "Wee." And we're both like, like our alarm clocks haven't even gone off. Our watches, the Apple watches are telling us to stand up. I was like, I'm gonna throw everything out the window right now. I can't. But it did snow today. Yeah. That was really exciting. She made it happen.
Yeah, well, that's what manifesting generators do.
Yep. Yep.
When they want it, and she has the will too. She
Mhm.
will it.
She did.
She told the weather yesterday, hey,
Mhm.
it's my birthday tomorrow. Better make it happen for me.
Better make it snow. I won't.
Is it enough snow to like play in or?
Well, I mean, they were out there. They don't care how much snow there is. It could be flurrying and they'd be out in the snow, but it's less than an inch here. It's probably going to melt by the end of the day.
Yeah.
But some parts of Maine were supposed to get up to like 3 inches or so.
Oh.
Not a lot.
Yeah. You see it last year, it did not snow at all. We had one light dusting, which disappointed everybody but me. I was
Like,
personally fine. I was personally fine with it. Listen, I'm good for one good snow. My nail tech keeps telling me this. We better get one good snow. She goes, one good snow this year. And she's like, last year. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I was okay with that. She's like, no, it needs to snow on Christmas. And actually, the first year I moved here, it did. It snowed on Christmas. We moved here 3 years ago on Thanksgiving, actually. So this episode is actually my anniversary of moving to my correct environment, which I'll tell you makes a huge difference. Okay. Yeah. Makes a huge difference. So
I don't know what episode number that is, but you guys should go back and maybe I can put it in the description of your environment episode.
Oh, yeah. Leah will drop that in the show notes down below. People really dig that episode. I think it is really expansive, that episode. A lot of people don't understand like how that works. And I think seeing somebody that was able to do it can be helpful. And it's something that we also talk about in the variable intensive, which I cannot believe this is the last week.
You see, it flew by.
Last week. It flew by. It really, and if any of the variable intensive people are listening to this, you were great, man. You really, I have a lot of updates now to do on the guidebooks, which I enjoy because every time we do these, I get to update them. And then people that purchase like the a la carte ones, you get the updates. And we do have more updates coming to our self-paced variable classes. So stick around for more about that. Eventually I will get there. It's happening slowly but surely. The generator's chugging along. But I am going after this intensive. I say this lightly because every time I try to take a break, life happens, or someone's like, hey, can I squeeze in a session or whatever, and then I take very little break. But I'm hoping to just allow myself to decompress for at least a week or two. We'll still be here. This always is happening. We'll still be on the podcast, but hopefully I can take a break from all the work I've been doing outside of here. A little bit. We'll see. I'm not sure. I say that loosely because I have an undefined root, and also like, I don't know, I'm a generator. So it's very hard for us to allow ourselves to rest. I know that it needs to happen. I will do it a little bit at least, but for how long, I'm not sure. So I guess
I hope you get that rest.
Yeah, I do too. I really need it, especially because I keep losing sleep. But anywho, let's jump to the program recap. Hi there. We wanted to share with you more ways to connect with us and our free and paid resources and offers that will help you elevate your life and begin to tap into your fullest potential to live out your dreams.
First up, we have created a free tips and tricks to understanding your strategy and authority and a free crash course on the transits that you can find in our beginner's path on our website in the show notes down below. And if you're ready to get a deeper understanding of the human design language and how to apply this to your very own chart, check out our user manual to your true self. And if you've been studying human design for a while and ready to lift up the hood of your vehicle and take a peek inside to better understand your process, we have created a mini variables class on the 4 radical transformations. Now, we do not have view or motivation available to purchase, but we have recently developed a kick-ass variable intensive called the Color Code Variable Intensive. That is a 5-week journey through the radical 4 transformations. And because our last round went so well that I can't even put into words, I can't even describe, but we are doing it again this fall. So please make sure you are subscribed to our email list because early bird enrollment is about to be made available. And lastly, if you are interested in one-on-ones with me, Krystle, then check out my readings on our website down below to snag one of my reading spots or email us the word waitlist to be added to the next available openings as I get booked up very quickly. And everything else that you might be interested in, you can find on our website, humandesignastro.com. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for some prime education. Now let's go listen to the rest of this captivating episode.
Okay, who's ready to dive in? So let's get to it. As I said on the last program recap, that we will start this week, Monday, November 13th, with New Moon Scorpio. As maybe you remember from the last program recap, we had no new moon or full moon to talk about, which was a little weird because it fell on today. Well, it depends, I guess, when you're listening to this, but we put them out every Monday, bi-weekly. So New Moon Scorpio, we gave you a little taste in our bi-weekly program breakdown, which are the details that we don't say on here, because this is just the recap. The details are in the breakdown that we don't give on here, but we do to our email friends, which is a roadmap and a guide to success. It's really beautiful. I mean, I use it for myself. I create it for myself and then give it to you guys for free. And so subscribe to our email list if you would like to get Tuesday's program breakdown. And so let's first discuss the program for the day before we dive into the new moon. Okay, let's set the tone here. So we kick off the week a bit internal, okay, which I think is actually a really beautiful place to be for a new moon, okay, because we kind of enter a little bit of the void phase. If you think about the moon, it's dark during the new moon, right? It's during full moons that we really get to see her. So we're going internal, okay? And so our focus, which is also the activation for the new moon, is on insight, which we all need right now, okay? This is coming from the mind, the ajna, and a visual, individual focus on creating a new order, which we also all need right now. And so really allowing that inner voice to step forward, and what's going to help ground us and support us is our voice, our throat, the ability to speak out these unique insights to those that actually see us. This is very important. This is a very important part, okay, to this process. The idea here with this full frequency that we have access to during this program is to know your audience, okay, which as an open throat, it's like I can't look away, okay? I see everything. I see everybody's expressions. And so I do really read the highest end of having an open throat is really being able to tap in and see an audience, okay? And so with this program, know who you are speaking to, okay? Know who sees you as a genius. Those are your people, okay? You need to F all the people that see you as a freak. Although I like the freaks because I am also both a genius and a freak. Okay. I don't think a freak's a bad thing. But if people don't want to listen, they're not for you. Okay. So it will be in that audience that you're able to gain clarity through your voice from these unique insights and downloads you will be receiving on this day. So a really beautiful time for this new moon. Okay. I really set the tone there for that. So let's dive into the new moon, Scorpio. Okay. So, and no, more will be revealed and shared on our blog. If you didn't know, I write blogs now, okay, on the new moons and the full moons and some other stuff. I have other things I want to share. So definitely check out our blogs on our humandesignastro.com website. And then also we do share rituals over on Instagram during the new moons and the full moons, if you didn't know. And this is here to help you utilize this energy to your advantage through these rituals. Okay. So make sure you are following our Instagram accounts. I am Journey Through HD on Instagram. We also have collectively Human Design Astro Club, and then Leah's the Splenic Projector, which you can find direct links in the show notes down below. So let's see here. And also make sure you're subscribed to our email list because that is where you will be able to get the blog when it drops. So it's important to note that a new moon after an eclipse season, which we just had, which, we've all gotten beaten up a bit and we're continue to, as one does, because, eclipses don't just end on the day. And so this is a very potent time. Okay. This is a very important new moon. It's also, really going to help close out the year. I cannot believe we're at the end of the year. So we are being gifted an opportunity with new moon Scorpio. Not to say this is the last new moon. I'm just saying it's one of the last. Okay. So we're towards the end. We're wrapping things up. Okay. So new moon Scorpio is here to help us tap into our intuition like never before. And that's what Scorpio, as you know, or maybe you don't know, is a highly intuitive, fixed water sign. Okay. It is the depth of the zodiac in regards to transformation and rebirth. That's what's going to be happening during this time. And that's what we will all be going through on this day or week. Again, it doesn't just end today or end during the new moon. I look at moon cycles or moon activations as almost like a 3-day window of opportunity. Okay. So tap in during that 3-day window. And why I suggest doing some sort of ritual to go with it. Okay. Because it's really going to help plant those seeds for the next 6 months. So new moon Scorpio wants you to dig deep and plant the seeds for this new moon on where you want to go in regards to your transformation process for the next 6 months. We all feel like we are going at least in a slightly different direction now, right? And how can you, hold on, sorry, my notes are not going down. Oh, there we go. Okay. How can you use your mind right now to create that new reality? It's going to be big during this time. Okay. How can you use your mind to create a new reality for new moon Scorpio? Okay. And so it really is going to be such a beautiful opportunity. This activation is all about the dedication, that you want to bring to the table. Water signs tend to be the dreamers. Now the biggest dreamer is obviously Pisces. Okay. But Scorpio is the depth that wants you to imagine the reality you wish to bring into the world. So what seeds of reality can you plant for the next 6 months? Look to where Scorpio falls in your natal chart. Okay. And then also what planets and houses they reside in and the placements, and also where it's transiting. People, you got to put those, that is your storyline for this new moon. where you started, which is your natal, okay? And then where you're going is your transit chart, okay? And when you put those two together, mixed with the human design activation and seeing if it hooks up to any circuitry in your design, boom. I know people don't get how to put this all together, but I do. And I'm telling you that even if you don't fully get what you're gathering together, you'll see something. Something will pop out at you. So look at the planets that you might have Scorpio in, okay? Look at what house placements and then pull up a transit chart. Just type in astrology transit chart on Google and it'll pull up. I think now I'm forgetting the website that I use. Never mind. I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to say the wrong thing, but something will pop up. Okay. So we'll discuss more over on the blog and the program breakdown for the rest of this. So let's jump to the next program, which is on the 16th. Okay. Which is a focus on our engine. Okay. Hey, generators, how you doing? And for the non-sacrals, you need this too, okay? So our life force, and this is pretty big because this is what's going to help us drive home this creation that we were just talking about, okay? We're trying to bring into the world. So this will be the focus and capacity to hold the pose. What resources do you need to gather to increase one's energy flow? Where's your individual creative power? What will ground us is our voice. Can you see that? We keep going back to the voice with these programs, right? And what's holding us together? The ability to speak. I know I can make a contribution. That's what this program is gifting you. How do you want to make a contribution? And what are you going to do about it? Okay. You see how the program is working, right? It's been offering us a new direction. We've been having a lot of G center activation, right? And now after this new moon, it's giving us our life force and our expression to make it happen. Okay? It's all there. Follow the bouncing ball. Okay? And if you can't, that's why I'm here, because that's all I can do. I literally can't turn it off. I would love to. Sometimes I'm like, we don't need to see all this, but I can't turn it off. So I'm just going to use it. So here we are. So let's talk about actually my favorite cosmic event of these 2 weeks. All right. This is my favorite, and actually my favorite of the month, to be quite honest, the Mars Cazimi. Okay. The Mars Cazimi. So we'll be sharing more to our email friends, as we always do on this. So don't worry. But if you don't know what a Cazimi is, it means the heart of the sun. Okay. And so how this works is it's almost like when a planet and the sun join forces. Okay. And the sun tastes the flavor because it's so close to the sun. Okay. Mars is going to be so close to the sun that's going to taste the flavor of the planet and then gets to supercharge that energy, because that's what the sun does, right? It's going to supercharge that energy for a very potent day. So depending on where you are in the world, it will be either on the 17th or the 18th. Okay. So definitely look this up for yourself. So for me, and also for Leah, we're over on the East Coast in the United States. So it will be early morning on the 18th for us. Okay. So to give you some context. And so Mars is the planet of action and sometimes, unfortunately, war, which we know what is going on in the world. There is a war. So I do have, it's like I'm trying to hold the hope for this day that it could potentially bring some good. But Mars does what it wants. Okay. Mars is, when it's aggressive. Mars can be aggressive. Okay. And so it is important to pay attention to what's going to happen on this day. So I'm very curious on what will happen, but in regards to your personal journey, this is an invitation to take action and be supported. Mars really wants to support you. Okay. And help you take that action. That's what this energy is going to be all about. So this energy in a nutshell is, what action can you take on this day that's going to propel you into your future and like almost like propel you like full force. Okay. So we'll be making a blog and some other ways to work with this over on our website. So stay tuned for some extra support, but really allow yourself, I would say the day before, either the 16th or the 17th, depending on where you are in the world, maybe make a little list on what action you really want to begin to take that you might want to bring in for this next year. This might be the day to focus on that. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that on the blog. So let's leap into the next week now. Okay. We're jumping into November 20th, the week of November 20th. And it's actually Thanksgiving this week. So give some thought on how this will impact your celebration. If you do celebrate this holiday, I know we do have people all over the world that listen to this podcast, so you might not be celebrating, and that's fine. Okay. But this will help you utilize this energy to support your aura with maybe those you might have challenging dynamics with, family, pentas. We've got a lot of karma with our family, right? So maybe I actually really love the energy that's coming in for this time, because it is here to support you. I was like, wow, this is really beautiful time to have this program come in. So last week's program that we just discussed also moves into the beginning of this week. So we're going to shift gears onto Wednesday, because that's when the program switches, right before Thanksgiving. Okay. We're going to move into a new program. So pay attention. The next focus will be about our power. Okay. That's the focus. That's why I'm like, okay, we need this. Everybody needs a little power right now. Right. So couldn't be a better time to use this energy. We need it. We need some power. Give us the juice. All right. That's what we're getting here. So this is all about our life force and response with this energy. It's power and the power to be busy. That's what this energy wants to do, which I think everybody needs on the day of Thanksgiving, because that's the day that like everybody like overworks their sacral and their root. Okay. So I'm like, we need this energy right now. So this is all about your internal strength. How can you use your strength and power to serve the common good? Okay. So what will support and ground you is your voice. Do you see? The program repeats itself, but just it's traveling through. It's almost like you get to watch how it travels through a center, and we get to kind of like utilize and maximize the potential of that center. So your voice is what's going to ground you. And this is an invitation to speak up for yourself. Okay. Not to start a fight though. Okay. Unless you're emotional, then you do whatever the hell you want. All right. And so this is saying, what's grounding us is, I am now. Okay. What do you want to say? What do you want to be busy doing during this time? This is a great time to get some shit done. Okay. Whether it's making that Thanksgiving meal or something else. Okay. So that's what this energy wants to help you do. Get shit done. Okay. So this will supply you with energy to make that turkey. Okay. All day long. Because we know it takes you like 24 hours to make a fucking turkey that no one's eating. Or at least in my family. And all those sides and fixings that your kids aren't going to touch. Okay. So for me, I'm going to just tell you what I do. I'm going to conserve my life force. Okay. And make a couple sides, but I'm going to order from Honey Baked Ham, because that's what we did last year. We moved out of state to where we don't have family here. And so it's just the four of us that do Thanksgiving together these days. And I don't eat meat. I don't eat turkey. And my kids don't like turkey. And Dave only eats ham. So we're going to order from Honey Baked Ham. I do have to tell you though, they're not sponsored, but it's actually really good. I hadn't ordered from them from before. So last year we did for the first time. I was pleasantly surprised. So if anybody has a Honey Baked Ham locally near you, I highly suggest, if you want to conserve your life force as well, to go there. Pick up some. They really do. Then it's fresh. I like it because it's fresh. So anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm creating something. My channel of surrender, just had to let you guys know. But yeah, let's move on to the cards. What do the cards have to say for this one?
I wish we had a honey baked ham local because that would make me want to go get a ham too.
It's actually, Dave says it's really good. And they have actually really good sides too. Like I'm gonna make a couple things myself, but like their green bean casserole is really good. So yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff from them and make my life easier. I actually need, so my mom actually has this channel that's coming in during Thanksgiving, and she can just whip everything up. And I am like almost like her like sous chef too. I'm like, just tell me what you need me to do. And she has a very special way she prepares the turkey and all this stuff. And I don't mind doing it with her. But I'm not doing it by myself. That's do you make your own stuff? What do you do? What do you guys do?
It depends on if we're going to relatives for Thanksgiving. I'll bring side dishes or offer to bring some sort of food. I think only one time ever I've made the whole Thanksgiving and hosted Thanksgiving here. So I feel like I should think about this now, like what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you don't even know what you're doing.
No idea.
Contacted you. You have family all over. I'm surprised you guys haven't figured that out yet.
Running
out of time.
We are running out of time. It might just be the four of us too, which means I would make whatever Garrett wants because he's the one that has more of a ritual and routine around this than I do. Because he's like, we got to have stuffing, we got to have canned cranberry, we have to have.
He doesn't like the homemade cranberry.
No, he calls it sticks. You can't have homemade gravy or stuffing. It has to be stovetop. It's very particular. And then there's like the turkey and then mashed potatoes, because all of those things then become sandwiches after the fact.
Allowed to make homemade mashed potatoes? That also has to be like the powder kind. Oh, you make the homemade. Okay, because the powder kind is disgusting.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
I tried it one time because Corinna got on a mashed potato kick, but she was like, no, this is garbage. I was like, okay, well, at least I spent $1 on it. So
yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so now that we're done talking about Thanksgiving meal prepping, we'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so for the week of November 13th, for the week of the new moon, we have the Page of Swords. And this is all about change, working toward success for yourself. There's a lot of like previous actions that you've done in your past, and because it's an action-oriented card, things that you've been working on, things that you've been building toward, you're going to start to see some success during this time. And it's going to lead you to be prepared for those things to come. And, or if like you're launching a new product, or if you're, I don't know, taking on a new workload at your job, or if you're switching jobs or starting new relationships or whatever that might be, you're kind of able to more deal with these situations because you've been working on, all of the things till now. So, and I feel like that's for a lot of the cases with our life, like our past chapters prep us for where we are now. Our challenges prep us for where we are now. And the challenges in the future just keep unraveling so that we can be prepared for what's to come. And whether or not it makes sense in the moment, hard to say, but it does lead you to being more prepared for where you are now. It could also mean that there's, like a new person coming into your life. It could be the pages are like young males generally. So this could be, you could be adding to your family. It could be a new relationship. There could be someone that you're working with, any of those kind of things. And then I pulled from, I'm going to show these because not a lot of people, I don't share my decks a lot, even though I love to tell people what they are. This is called the Soul's Journey.
I feel like everybody loves that deck. Everybody loves that deck.
And it's pretty. It's got like gold on the sides of the cards.
Get that deck.
Mandalas all over the place. So, okay. So for this one, we got abundance, which I thought was really wonderful. And the affirmation says, I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So just to prep you, I'm just reading from the book. So we'll take the word, it says the word God in here, take that to whatever you believe in. So always remember that you are God, and God is all about creation. God says yes. The ego says no. In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create the space of receiving and know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worry, the more open you are to receiving the infinite flow of the universe. That feels very transferred survival for me. Like when I'm in my transferred state, I'm not allowing myself to receive, to be wanting. So allow yourself to have fun with manifesting whatever you want in life and enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life, and you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may come from either a past life or a life condition that you have chosen to overcome. They could also originate from programming that you have received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were young. So that's all conditioning. Now is the time to begin with living with the realization that you are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. And when you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. So then for the next card for the next week, what day is that? November 20th, I pulled the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like this flows really nicely from abundance from the week before to abundance to the next week. And this is all about giving. I mean, we just kind of see this card in itself. You see the picture of the person giving coins to those in need. This could be a time where you're giving your time to somebody in need. You're helping them with something around the house. There could be donations that you're putting food toward. Like we have a food pantry nearby that collects for, the Thanksgiving time of year, or donating money, or it doesn't have to be monetary, whatever that looks like for you. And that helps both the other and yourself. Because when you think of giving, it's both it feels good for them and it feels good for you. It's like a double good feeling card. So I would say for this week, just think about how you can give to others and how you can expand your life, your journey. It could even be that you're putting in a little bit of overtime working on whatever project, because you said we have this sacral push. So you could be working a little bit extra. And then just setting that boundary for who you're giving that time to, and knowing that it's not overgiving to someone who is not going to appreciate the work that you're putting in. So then for the affirmation card, I got growth. And it says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So you are constantly being presented with situations that enable you to develop your inner wisdom and assist you in advancing to higher levels of understanding. The lesson is to be aware of these events and recognize them for what they are. To live a mindful life is not only about respecting and honoring those around you, but it's also about recognizing every person and circumstance on your path as a teacher. The constant chatter and diversions of life on earth can distract you from the signposts that Spirit has left in your path. Take the time to be aware of the bountiful wisdom that has been laid before you. And I feel like that's a lot about that card, about abundance. And acknowledge the gifts and take them to heart as you continue your sojourn in this physical dimension. Don't look for the opportunities that you think you need. Instead, be receptive to the opportunities that are given. So maybe this could also mean like you're the one you're the one on the receiving end. You're the one that's able to accept help, because sometimes we often don't know how to accept help, even though we all should receive it.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like those, especially the first two cards being about abundance and like really being able to plant those seeds of abundance and then leading into being of service really the next week is going to be really helpful.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
sorry, I have my little generator here. He's high sound. So excuse me if you hear his voice. We're gonna sign off now for everybody. Can you tell everybody I hope you have a great 2 weeks? We'll see you over on the next one. May the stars ever be in your favor. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into today's episode of our podcast on the Human Design and Astro Club. We hope you have found the information insightful and useful. If you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving us a review and sharing it with your friends and family. We love to hear from our listeners, so feel free to reach out to us with any feedback, questions, or suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.